Welcome to a special off-season edition of the Redhawk Talk. I'm Rebecca Gantamella alongside Matt Mormon, and we have some news from SEMO's football team as the Redhawks have extended Coach Tuke's contract by 2 years.
And before the Redhawks' last home game of the season, Julie Oftenberg and I speculated about this possibility about what direction the administration wanted to go in, whether it was to keep Coach Tuke and extend his contract or move in a different direction. And it appears as though administration has decided to commit to Coach Tuke.
And I agree with that. This is what Athletic Director Brady Barkey said in his statement. He said, Tama Tukewicz is the right person to lead our football program into the future. While the win-loss record has not yet met expectations, the culture within the program has greatly improved and we have become more competitive within the OVC. Changes will occur within the program to ensure we continue to progress, and we will continue to invest, but I'm confident the program's in the right hands. So, Matt, there are obviously buyouts in store for each extension. The value is at 50% in 2019 and then 25% in 2020. But it certainly seems like Southeast is wanting to continue moving forward with Coach Tuke, even though, like Barkey said, the win-loss record is not up to par.
It's not where you'd want it to be, no. Like Brady mentioned there, the win-loss record overall has gone down each season under Coach Tuke, and in conference it's held stagnant at just 3 wins each of the past 4 seasons. And so, like I said, if you just go results-based, that's not what you want to see. However, there have been some bright spots, especially with the defense over the past 4 years, as well as the running game, especially this year, behind Marquez Terry, who actually led the OVC in rushing yards.
So the record itself hasn't been improving, but like Barkey mentioned in his statement, the culture itself is improving, and they're also becoming more competitive within the OVC. Do you agree with that part of the statement?
Overall, yeah, I think there are some things that need to get better, but looking at the team, in the 3 seasons before Coach Tuke became head coach, the team only won 2 conference games each of those 3 seasons. Under Tuke, SEMO has been very competitive in their losses as well, with 15 losses by 7 points or fewer. That's exactly half. That means half of the team's losses under Tuke have been by just 1 possession. It's not an excuse for losing, and you have to find a way to win those games, but if they would have, we'd be talking about a much different SEMO football program right now.
Well, you mentioned the past, and it's worth noting that since SEMO became a Division I program, they've had only 4 coaches, and all of the previous 3 were given at least 6 seasons. And with this extension, that would give Coach Tuke a total of 7, so putting him right in that range. And this extension does seem to fall in line with that standard that has been set by the other coaches.
It does, and as we mentioned before, the buyouts are kind of a typical thing. Those are common with coaches' contracts. So I don't expect anything to happen there. I foresee administration sticking with Coach Tuke for at least the next 2 seasons, giving him that opportunity to really build the program the way he wants to keep on building it, and bring in recruits that he wants to bring in and also try to develop those recruits.
Well, recruiting is a big part of building a program, and keeping your coach would bring some stability, but there are other factors that go into bringing in recruits. We've seen Southeast, along with the city of Cape Girardeau, commit $1.8 million to Kappaha Field for the baseball team, and they've recently upgraded the softball complex as well. For the football team, Holcomb's Success Center's weight room underwent $500,000 worth of renovations that was completed in January of 2016. As for how field itself is concerned, Southeast upgraded the lights and video board in 2011 along with a new turf field, and this was done the season after Southeast won the OVC championship.
And those are all great. Houck Field is in very good condition as far as those things are concerned. However, this is still a stadium that was built in 1930. And when you compare that to a team right across the river in southern Illinois, Carbondale, who just invested almost $30 million into their stadium, it just doesn't hold up to that. You also compare it to another team in the conference, a program that just turned everything around in 1 year in Austin Peay, who just invested around $14 million into their stadium. And although those came with big financial obligations and donors that helped out with those stadiums, you have to wonder if those are the kinds of things that Brady Barkey's talking about when he mentions investing in the program.
So we know changes have to be made somewhere, but where do those changes start? We can't keep going with the same win-loss record. Things have to be improved upon. Where does it start? In my opinion, it's got to start offensively. Their total offense has gone down every year under Coach Tuke from 422.5 yards per game all the way down to just 301.7 this past season. Also, their scoring has gone down from about 32 points per game in 2014 all the way down to 20.5 in 17.
I agree. The offense needs to step up as a whole, but the entire team needs to step up when they go on the road. This team has never been able to figure out how to win when they're away from Houck Field. They've only won 3 games under Coach Tuke on the road. 3-20. That's an awful winning percentage and one that you cannot sustain. There's no way a team can win in the conference with that kind of a road winning percentage.
So we are going to be seeing some changes moving forward, but we know now that it's not going to be the head coaching position. Like I mentioned earlier, Southeast has extended Coach Tuke's contract for another 2 seasons all the way up to 2020. From Matt Morman and Rebecca Gangemella, thank you for joining us for this special off-season edition of the Redhawk Talk.